Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be exploring one of the most powerful tools for business clarity, the rolling 12-month financial review. And this isn't just at the end of the year, this is throughout the entire year. This is for every single month to look at the end of every month, to look back over the last 12 months to see where things are at. This is looking back at how your business has performed so that you can get a better decision, so you can make better decisions with a full year's worth of context. Because we know in Proverbs 27:23, it says, know well the condition of your flock and pay attention to your herds. This is how we know well the condition of our business. This is how we know what we're doing, by looking at it regularly, looking at historical numbers and seeing how things have worked and how they performed historically so that we can do better in the future. Last week, I had a call with the clients and had a monthly review with them where we did exactly this. We spotted their seasonal trends, where it was up, where it was low. We evaluated a major equipment purchase and even considered a new service line and celebrated the progress that they'd made in their profit first plan. And you're going to see how those things go, see those insights as we dive into this, as we go right into looking at how to do a 12-month review and how we can apply that in your business. But first, I'm Jacob Curtis. I'm a CPA, a certified profit first professional, and your financial guide. My mission is to help inventory-based businesses get paid, manage their cash flow, and run a business that gives them some real freedom. Now, I started Curtis Accounting Solutions because owners don't need more spreadsheets. They need a plan that works with inventory cycles, seasonal swings, and real-world decision-making. That's why a rolling 12-month review are a key part of what we do with our clients. Now, when you only compare one month to the month before, you're really not getting the full picture of what seasonality looks like. A rolling review smooths out all those spikes and slumps. You get to see it historically for a full year as a single number, but also look at it month over month. This will give you a clear picture of performance and what God's done and helps you with over time. In our call last week, we looked at their last 12 months and revealed that 2 events in the spring actually carries their business pretty much throughout the whole year. They do have sales throughout the year, but there's 2 major events, one in April and one in June, that absolutely carry the business through the rest of the time. And that's a good insight to have, because now you can start making decisions on equipment to buy, service to expand upon, products to expand and buy, and to do profit allocations. It really does provide a good insights into how to use the money that comes in those season times. So here's your scorecard. You want to look at, is your revenue going up over the last year? Is profit going up? Are you paying yourself? Do you have an emergency fund started? How much is it? Is it 1 to 3 months big? Is your tax account fully funded? Are you using it, right? So in that review we did with that client, we saw that they could afford an equipment purchase without actually hurting their cash flow reserves. While we looked back at what historically happened, we had also been projecting forward to see what we expected to happen and expected to see what their cash conversion cycle is. Because we had the whole year's numbers in front of us, it wasn't very hard to just figure that out, right? We didn't have just a single month that we were looking at. We had a full 12 months to look at, plus our projections we were looking forward for. So in this call, the client was considering to make a machine purchase. Do they make a significant investment in some new hardware? And that rolling 12-month review really showed that they had the reserves. They were strong enough to handle purchase without any undue stress on the business. We also discussed a little bit of a tax strategy behind that. Under the current rule, they could actually fully deduct this equipment purchase in the year, even with the latest changes, or they could opt to spread that out over time through depreciation. So knowing your trailing profitability and cash position really allows you to make the best choice for both cash flow and for tax purposes. Now, they had been told through other businesses and other colleagues in the industry that they needed to set up a whole other LLC and create a new business for the service that this machine was actually going to provide. But after reviewing things and talking through what that meant, we decided that they didn't need to. We needed to figure out the smarter move from them would be to just put it into their current business, keep track of it for a few months, and then only evaluate it and create a new entity if the revenue and expenses and the margins justified the additional complexity in there for them. So the rolling review really highlighted that the 2 spring events didn't just spike revenue, they really did carry it through. They created a huge ripple effect across all 12 months of the year. And that insight really helps with planning, right? You know that these are the events and we can see that repeated year after year. We can then project that out in the future months and help plan for and prepare for inventory and staffing and help capture the momentum in your actual marketing as you go forward with those activities and events in mind. Now, with a rolling review, you can actually track your profit first allocations across the year. This client had gotten ahead of their allocations and were actually paying themselves consistently, something that they couldn't actually do before. Now, the 12-month review showed this wasn't just a good month. It was actually a very sustainable shift in these allocations the way that we were doing it. We also confirmed in this call the importance of actually providing some purchase documentation for the bookkeeper. They hadn't yet made the purchase, and so we were double checking and confirming that we need to have the details of that to make sure we get the bookkeeping right, because your bookkeeping is only as good as the documents you have, and your data is only as good as what you want to report on. So you really need to have good data in, get good data out to help you with these projections. A rolling review is only as good as the data that it's built on. So keeping records current month after month ensures that your numbers are actually trustworthy and that you can move forward making some of these strategic decisions. Now, a rolling review isn't just about looking back at all the things you had done. It's also about, like I mentioned earlier, making those forward-looking decisions. If an event drove sales, you're going to repeat that, and you can see that, and you can look back historically and say, these have worked well, so let's repeat those in the future and help project some revenue and sales and expenses, things like that. And on the flip side, if something is underperformed, you may want to scale that back and stop doing it, right? So always you want to make sure that you're using the profit first method to allocate your profit and reserve first, so you can replace the inventory that you're selling so that you can eventually walk peacefully and confidently in your business without having to run around putting out fires and feeling like you're running from chaos and panic and trying to make it all work together. So that's what having good, solid financials are about. And that's really what having 12 months worth of data under your belt helps you do, is predict and project what's going to happen based on what has historically happened. So if you have any questions or need assistance with managing your company's finances, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here to help you turn inventory chaos into some predictable profit and experience some real financial freedom. Schedule a call with me by getting started and scanning a QR code on the screen there. You can also visit jacobcurtiscpa.com to schedule a call. And don't forget to follow me, Jacob Curtis, and Curtis Accounting Solutions on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, across all the different social. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.